Former District Attorney Laurel is facing allegations of murder.
We need to focus on finding her.
I'm really sorry if you thought we had a friendship. It was all an act.
Arrow returns with an all-new episode Monday, April 15th at a new time, 9/8 Central on the CW.
How's it going, Vigilantes? Welcome to a brand new Arrow Season 7 episode freaking 18 trailer breakdown. Now that was for Lost Canary, and as you just saw from that trailer, things are getting very, very interesting, but I think the key is literally in the title, Lost Canary. Is Laurel really going evil? That is the question. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think that even though what she said in the trailer is like, you know, it was all just an act to Felicity and stuff, do you really think they're regressing her character development this whole time and it was all just an act? Or are you more on board with what I'm kind of going with, and that's more of the perspective of all of the things that have happened recently with Laurel being put down, even though she's been trying very, very hard to change, has kind of resulted in, okay, if you think I'm the bad guy, I'm going to be the mother effing bad guy in a roundabout way. So I still think in this episode, she might still be kind of trying to help Team Arrow, maybe, but she might just be doing it in a very Black Siren way, a very non-vigilante Team Arrow, for example, kind of way, in a quite a brutal way. That's why we see her geared up in the Black Siren outfit and everything like that. But before we get into all the mega details and go through the frame-by-frame shot of this trailer, be sure to subscribe, guys, for more Arrow coverage just like this on this channel, and like this video if you do go on to enjoy it, because I really appreciate that support, so thank you very, very much. So unfortunately, due to March Madness at the minute, you guys may already know, the Flash is on break, Gotham is on break for a month, and now it's finally Arrow's time to be on break until April freaking 15th. Sorry, I lost my date then for a second. But a side note, there is no promo photos right now as of when I'm making this video. Same thing happened last week, but if there are any promo photos, I'll use them in the video when I'm editing them, because that's usually when they come out, to help annotate my points. But other than that, no synopsis either. I think it will just be something like, you know, just kind of what we gather from the trailer. I don't think they're going to give too much away, other than the fact that Laurel has kind of gone rogue and is maybe going after Emiko or Dante. Maybe Emiko, because she's the one who is, I think she leaked the pictures last episode. But either way, an interesting thing about this episode, guys, is that the White Canary is coming to this episode as well. It's kind of like a birds of prey thing happening. Now, this has been known for quite a little while now, and there's a comment about this episode from a while back, I think, as well, from the showrunner herself, Beth Schwartz, and I'll just read that out before we get into the actual breakdown of this video. So we are doing a birds of prey inspired episode that Laurel will be involved with. We'll get to see what happens in her overall redemption arc, whether she really did turn over a new leaf, or is she still the same evil Black Siren we met last season? So I find that a very interesting, that last like sentence there, whether she really did turn over a new leaf, or if she's really the same evil Black Siren. So I think basically, as I said from the title, Lost Canary, is that I think Laurel hasn't been faking it this whole time. That's what she tells Felicity. I think she was genuine. I think she's been really struggling to adapt to a better lifestyle. But, you know, I think with what Emiko has been doing recently, and just, you know, not everyone, apart from Felicity, you know, everyone is quick to assume that, why are we, you know, like Renee last episode, why are we even like trusting Laurel anyway? And Felicity's like, oh, she's changed. She's really changed a lot. All of this she's been putting up with this whole time, but they've made really like massive dents into the audience, you know, making it obvious that, oh, she's been put down again. Oh, she's been put down again. And especially that comment from Emiko Queen. So I think she is, and she was on a redemptive arc. I really hope this episode, though, this is what I'm concerned with, doesn't regress her character completely, because this is what I'm intrigued with. Is she just going to go rogue and try and help kind of Team Arrow with Emiko, because she's also got her own gripe with Emiko? I keep saying Emiko, but Emiko. Obviously, you guys know what that is if you've been watching. She's been like pissing off Black Siren, to put it bluntly, or should I say Laurel, but she's kind of now gone back to Black Siren. And by the end of the episode, we'll like, you know, Dinah, Oliver, and freaking Sarah Lance have kind of talked her out of this, you know, maybe that kind of line where they're like, don't be what, you know, everyone thinks you to be better, or something like that, and then maybe she might, you know, come out of it. But I really hope they don't do something stupid in the sense of move her back to Earth 2, kill her off, or something like that, because I don't know I don't know how fans will react to that because people love Katie Cassidy in this show. So maybe it is just as simple, and I know I'm blabbering on a bit at this point, as Lost Canary. She's lost at the minute, but hopefully she will be found truly by the end of this episode. But then again, she could just make things worse and prove everyone's point that she is Black Siren, or should I say prove Emiko's point, but what a lot of other people also think, like Renee, with all the assumptions that why would you trust Laurel from Earth 2? She was evil before. Now, the lines in the trailer are that former district attorney Laurel Lance is now facing allegations of murder. This is probably even more leaks from Emiko, or maybe it was just originally in that leak. I can't remember from last episode. Obviously, I guess she's been removed from the DA's office by this episode, and that was another thing that's just made her explode. So now she's like, I am going to get Emiko, but we don't really see Emiko in this trailer. This trailer is very short. It basically just only shows one scene of the episode mainly, which is like this fight scene between those guys in that building. It looks like she's stealing money, so it is fascinating to think, has Laurel just really thought, F it, I'm going to go back to being the bad guy. Like I've said in this episode, maybe try and get revenge on Emiko or the Ninth Circle or something like that. But also maybe, I don't know, cash grab as well at the same time. It's very interesting. But one thing I find at the same time is also interesting is that at the beginning of this trailer, she's still trying to be cloaked up. She's still concealed in a cloak. So she doesn't want to be spotted doing even more crime, which is what makes me think what is going on in this episode with her character is that she's trying to do something while still maintaining the good side of the Laurel character to the public. She doesn't want to make that even worse, which makes me think that she wants to maintain that life. But what she's doing in this episode is going to be relentless and basically Black Siren worthy, to maybe for Laurel that the ends justify the means. So she, whatever she does in this episode is bad, and as Black Siren days as it seems to be, she will risk doing that to achieve her goal. And at the very end of the trailer, we do see Laurel, do I say Black Siren now, pick up a flashbang grenade and throw it at Dinah and Sarah Lance. And this is a very, very quick blurry shot we get of Sarah Lance, and the only shot we get, unfortunately. As I said, if there's any promo photos by the time I'm editing this video, you're probably seeing a better one, but if you're not, that's because they're still not out, or maybe they didn't even get shown in promo photos. But what I find very exciting about this episode, just minus the general story and the actual important message out of it for these characters, is that it is like, as Beth Schwartz said, like a low-key Birds of Prey episode. We have Dinah, who's the current Black Canary, if you will. We have Laurel, who was like, well, she's kind of technically the OG Canary, but without being the right one. And then, of course, we have Sarah Lance, who was technically the first Black Canary as well. Like, it's kind of confusing, but you get what I mean. I'm also really looking forward to just seeing Sarah Lance in this episode. It's going to be her first time in a long time properly on Arrow. And yes, I know some people might say, but she was kind of in that documentary episode. But come on, this is going to be a full episode with her in on it. I'm looking forward to her scenes with Dinah as well. But obviously her scenes with Laurel, because this isn't her actual sister. And it's going to be interesting to see how they play with that on both sides of the park, because Laurel will probably feel quite feelsy towards Sarah as well. Even though she might not show it, it still reminds her of her sister on Earth 2 as well. Now, I don't really want to use the word filler, because I'm pretty sure most people won't view it as this episode is that way, because it's going to be kind of not wrapping up, but really addressing the whole Laurel redemptive arc. Like, this whole episode will be kind of all about that. But I'm just thinking of where this is going to go in the whole Ninth Circle storyline, the main storyline there, with Dante, with the Archer program, and what they're going to do with that. I'm thinking that might be put on hold for this episode, and it's going to be interesting to see how much of that is in it. Will we just get like a one scene or a two scene kind of thing? I also wonder, since it's a Black Siren heavily focused episode, I wonder if we're going to get more flashbacks, just kind of like, so it intertwines with her current, Lost Canary in present day mind state, comparing it to her journey on Earth 2, maybe like what we saw in that episode earlier on this season. But other than that, guys, there's really nothing much more else to say about what we have right now. And they subscribe to this channel, or subscribe to this channel if you want to stay up to date with more Arrow coverage and anything new on, more Arrow episodes. Like this video if you did enjoy this. Obviously, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below in terms of what you think could be happening in this episode. Do you really think that Laurel is going bad, or do you think that she is just a Lost Canary like I do, but she's kind of like, F it. If people think I'm bad, I'm going to be bad for now. But yeah, the one thing I want to know most of all from you guys is, where do you think this is going to end up by the end of the episode? Are they really just going to pat her on the back and just be like, okay, we get it. we should give you more of a chance and stop putting you down. I don't think it's going to go as smooth sailing as that, especially with Emiko leaking concrete evidence of bad stuff she literally did do. So yeah, that's going to be a very, very interesting one. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.